Thompson, one of the two co-leaders. Heat 11 coming up, and we have two of the co-leaders here. Michael Lee there in blue, and Finn Thompson from Denmark in yellow and black. Grids 2 and 4 are the ones to watch for. The Czechoslovakians, well, Alice Drimmel on the inside in red. Ran a duck first time out, but had a good win, surprise win in his last ride. He has 3 points. Petra Ondasek in white from the Wolverhampton side of the British League has no score yet. Heat 11 then, Michael Lee has looked by far the sharpest and most competent at coming from the back. He's had to do it the hard way in 2 of his early rides to get points. Hasn't been gauging that quickly. Finn Thompson had a second first time out, and then had a marvellous win in his second ride, really a little bit against the form book. So he's on 5 points. There's Lee trying to settle down. Lee and Thompson almost certainly the riders to watch for, though if Alice Drimmel hops out from the inside, he could be a real spoiler here in heat number 11. Well, they are getting impatient. Oh, Michael Lee seemed to be moving there as the pace went up, but he's got away with it. And Thompson was left, and Thompson's back, right at the back, going around the outside of Ondrasik. Michael Lee really anticipated that start quite beautifully. Referee Thor Kittleson is satisfied, and it's going to take an awful lot to stop Mike Lee now. Certainly in this race. And second behind his Kings Lynn teammate Dave Jessup early on. But Michael Lee, third in the world last year, only 21 still. His fourth world final, looking might take the ultimate prize this time. Thompson's back in third place. Drimmel, as we rather suspected, once he gets going out of the gate, is an awkward customer to catch and bypass. Thompson has made no impression at all on him. This is the last lap. Michael Lee, cool and very calm, and surely will collect 3 more points. And England, well, having a fair old night to date. Got Lee up on the leaderboard. That'll take him into the lead overall. At this stage, he wins. Second place was Drimmel. Third place, Finn Thompson. Surely his chance is gone now. Flickered briefly. And last was Peter Ondasek. What did happen at the start of heat number 11? You can see Michael Lee there is in the blue helmet in grid 2. He's impatient, and it did look as though he might just be moving when the tapes went up. A clear case of clever anticipation, perhaps. Heat 12 could be well worth watching, because we've got Billy Sanders and Dave Jessup, both of them still within touch at the title technically, and 2 good spoilers in Hans Nielsen and Chris Morton in blue and yellow respectively. Line-up for heat 12. Billy Sanders on the inside has a win and a third. 4 points total. Hans Nielsen a second and a third. 3 points. Dave Jessup co-leader with 5 points, a win and a second. And Chris Morton on the outside, the Intercontinental champion, with a second and a third. So heat 12, and anything could really give here. From the inside it is Sanders, and from the outside it is Jessup. And Sanders it is from Australia, though. Jessup, has he got the horsepower as they roar down the back straight together? There's absolutely no way you can separate them. Into the bottom corner. Jessup on the outside, Sanders on the inside, and the inside again proving the best line to take now. Jessup has switched inside. Can Sanders hold him back? This is a good race. This is real speedway, and Billy Sanders holds off the challenge. First inside, rather first outside, then inside from Dave Jessup, and again Jessup trying the inside run on him, and coming into contention, and third place is Chris Morton. We really have got a speedway race to savour. Now Morton has moved up on Dave Jessup, and he's not too far behind him. And in fact, if Jessup leaves more holes like that, I think Chris Morton might just pop past him. Sanders from Australia, and Ipswich leads it. His East Anglian compatriot Dave Jessup from Kingston in second place. Chris Morton from Bellevue, Manchester. There's only about 10 lengths between the 3 of them. And, well, Sanders really has ridden a very bold race here, and Dave Jessup trying desperately to make up that lost ground. Started co-favourite. He's already dropped 1 point. If he can do something extra special, he's going to drop another one. Sanders back in contention. He wins. Second place, Jessup. Third place, Chris Morton. Hans Nielsen at the back. His chance gone, surely now, in 1980. So after 3 rides, it's beginning to look good for Michael Lee from England and Kings Lynn. Clearly now with a 1-point advantage with 8 points. Then we have 3 riders jointly in second place. Billy Sanders from Australia, Dave Jessamine, Peter Collins from England, and breathing right down there next we have Finn Thompson and Bruce Pennell on 6 apiece. The Bellevue contingent of this 35,000 crowd here at Julavy there, rising at the start of Heat 14 to try and inspire Peter Collins in the yellow and black helmet colour on the outside. There is the lineup. John Davis on the inside has 4 points. Billy Sanders from Australia has 7. The menace for Collins here. Alice Drimmel from Czechoslovakia, he's no slouch. He has 5 points from 3 starts. Peter Collins, 3rd place first time out, then 2 cracking race wins. Heat 14, Collins and Sanders both still must have their eyes at least on a place in the first 3 as we stand by for Heat 14. There is Sanders. Quick little starter from Australia. Davis on the inside could be a bit of a menace here too, because he can hop out when he's in the mood. And there's Peter Collins, not renowned as a starter, but can get out with the lads when it counts. We've seen him do that from the outside grid in an earlier ride. Davis on the inside. There's John Davis. Next to him, Sanders. Grid 3, Drimmel. On the outside, Collins. Heat number 14. Got to sit still, and away they go this time, and it is Davis from the inside, and Drimmel, and Peter Collins around the outside, but John Davis leads it, and Collins trying to burst through between the pair of Saunders and Drimmel, and almost does so. There's 3 of them going tearing into that bottom corner. That was speedway of the highest quality, and John Davis is in front. Collins is now in 2nd place. In 3rd place it is Sanders. And, well, it's getting terribly tense and very close out there. Davis still leads. Collins has now been passed again on the inside by Sanders. And Peter Collins really is having a fight with all his big, gritty North Country tenacity here. He's back in 3rd place. Sanders is now moving up to threaten John Davis from the Reading races. And Davis moving out and then chopping back. And Sanders still now under the inside of him, trying to find the extra push, the extra ounce of power to go by. Collins sadly seems to be out of contention now as we move into the last lap of heat number 14. And this may be the chance of Peter Collins gone as we watch Davis again straighten up down the back straight on his Don Godden built machine, the GR500, the only rider to be using one of these Kent-built bikes in this World Final. He's going to win it. Davis wins. 2nd place Sanders. 3rd place Collins, and again, that's a race that could have an important bearing on the final 1, 2, 3 in this 80 World Championship final. Heat 16, Michael Lee on the inside in the red helmet colour, and really, if Mike the Bike from Kings Lynn just takes it steady, doesn't make any more mistakes, he could be the new world champion. He has 8 points, he's in the lead clearly. In this race he has Egon Muller in blue next to him, Hans Nielsen in white, and on the outside Yuri Stansel in yellow and black. Heat 16, Michael Lee, only just 22 years old, knows that he's now looking the sport's premier prize very much between the eyes. He had a 2nd place first time out. He really has looked tremendous riding from the front and from the back here on this difficult surface. Difficult to come from the back here. Michael Lee has mastered it. Heat 16, he'll be looking for 3 points here. He's got the favourite inside grid, and he gets a tremendous start from the inside. In 2nd place it is Muller, and around the outside it is Stansel, and moving through on the line, Hans Nielsen. But Michael Lee is in front, and now really he's kicking for home. Sorting themselves out behind him. In 2nd place Nielsen, in 3rd place Muller, but there's nobody to touch Michael Lee. He really does look every inch as though he might be the 1980 World Speedway champion. Twice the British champion. Hasn't really had an effective build-up, just did enough to qualify through in both the British, Commonwealth and Intercontinental Championship finals. It looks like he's put it together right and peaked at the right time, because he has looked superlative here in Julavy. And he's going into the last lap now. He seems to run into the groove there, straightened it up. Not really much of this boy. He's tall and lanky, not the classic shape and size for a speedway rider, but when you're in front and leading the World Championship final, who's going to argue about shape and size? Over the line, 3 more points for Michael Lee, looking now well fit. Second place was Nielsen. Third was Yuri Stansel. We lost Egon Muller